Welcome again to LFN What's Your Say? The leading listening show where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. It's been days since R. Kelly's music teacher, who was quick to spot his talent and encourage him to become the great talent he is now known to be, passed away. It is sad to see this happen when R. Kelly is in prison and busy fighting for his freedom that the government backed by Sony and his haters forcefully took away from him. But since there isn't much R. Kelly can do to reverse the process, all he can do now is mourn his famous music teacher from the days while he sits in prison, and continue to fight for his freedom, which is exactly what she would have wanted him to do. Lena McLin is known to have been blessed with the unique ability to identify talent and develop it, and she is known for raising to greatness not only R. Kelly, but also other great artists such as Oscar-winning Jennifer Hudson, Chaka Khan, Mendy Patinkin and many more such big names in the music industry. Her relationship with R. Kelly, however, stands out the most, like R. Kelly did put it in one of his most emotional interviews where he spoke highly of her. R. Kelly mentions that on the very first day at school, he met Lena McLin, who did not waste a minute before she made him sing in front of his class when he did the song "You're So Beautiful." When R. Kelly did this song as a kid, he says, his fellow kids who were watching him began to mumble to each other in a good way, appreciating what he was capable of. Scared to perform at a talent show, R. Kelly was again encouraged by Lena McLin, who advised that he wear black glasses to pretend he was blind, and do "Ribbon in the Sky" by Stevie Wonder. She then asked a great pianist to play for him while he performed. R. Kelly says when he did this song, the rest was history. He was receiving standing ovations like never before on the basketball field, and this is when he decided it was going to be music and not basketball. She trained him how to do all kinds of music, including opera, he added. In fact, R. Kelly says that even as a young adult at 19, when he became a street performer, he kept closely in touch with Lena McLin, who during this time told him how he was going to go through a number of challenges that would later determine his success. This she referred to as being in the mountains. At this point, R. Kelly broke down during the interview.
And you gotta
describing Lena as probably the greatest human being that ever lived, R. Kelly mentioned that she never really ordered people around to do this, and uniquely she never complained like other people often do. And so when it came to a time when she needed him the most, when she was almost thrown out of her apartment because she couldn't afford her reno costs, R. Kelly did stand up for her and did a show for her cause. It feels really bad that Lena has had to leave this cruel world when the talent she spotted and developed in R. Kelly is locked up in prison by those who cared less whether R. Kelly succeeded or didn't back in the days, but were only waiting to make a lot of money off him when he finally broke through. The moment Lena McLin was out of the picture and we begun to hear of names like Jive Records and Sony, R. Kelly's life was never going to be the same again. These so-called music labels did nothing more than exploit the R&B king and make billions off his music catalog, which when he decided should stop, they struck back with accusations after accusations. What a coincidence that all this happened after R. Kelly visited his Bank of America, only to find $350,000 as his new balance. His music distributors had been taking money out of his bank account without his notice, and when he decided this would stop, they took the fight to court. They financed and produced Surviving R. Kelly using one of Sony's subsidiaries, Lifetime Television, which was entirely a mudslinging campaign to encourage prejudice against him, something that denied him a chance to fairly defend himself in court. If only R. Kelly had not been prejudiced by an entire panel of jurors that had watched and feasted in the infamous docuseries Surviving R. Kelly, very likely he wouldn't have had to mourn his great music teacher Lena McLin while in prison in a way like this. And maybe R. Kelly would have wanted to be there as this great soul from Chicago, Illinois was finally laid to rest. According to Leona Shaw. When you look at the way R. Kelly described his music teacher during this interview, you will realize he is indeed a good person, and it's so crazy that people just can't seem to see the lies he has had to deal with ever since he joined the music industry. These accusers saw a genius at the front door and dollar signs went off in their heads. And now they want to take everything this man has worked for 3 decades when they have done absolutely nothing to deserve it. Instead, very many people have been getting paid off his talent and not the other way round. R. Kelly was destined to become a great artist, but it had to take the hard work and contributions of great people like Lena to make it all work out for him. It's sad that just like this world has great people who help nature and develop talent, it is also the home for the evil people who hide behind corporations such as Sony, and whose job is to destroy this great talent and make sure the artists are later discarded after exploiting them for decades. According to Grace Johnson, the fact that among all artists this woman raised, R. Kelly was able to give back to her when she needed him the most, it's clear he has a heart of gold, only that people do not see this. All they look for is negativity in someone, and like that, they fail to see the greatness in someone. And besides, I do not see how the act of a man having multiple partners makes him a criminal. It's not like any of them was injured while fighting with Robert. There are no medical records to prove any such incidences despite the multiple claims of physical abuse by these people. And better still, it turns out none of these women was underage after all. The only one he almost stumbled at turns out to have lied about so many things including her own age, and to have walked around with an ID that suggested she was 18 at the time she met him. R. Kelly surely deserved to appear on his music teacher's send-off, as this would have been a lot more fulfilling for the both of them. But sadly, because of the same women he loved, he just couldn't be present. Just as R. Kelly's love for his music teacher can be described, this is the very same way he has been there for so many people that needed him whenever he had the chance. Sadly, not many have taken time to remember how much he stood by them so they can reciprocate and show him some love during this trying moment. Instead, it's the very same people who have done a good job judging and crucifying him. They ought to remember though that karma is real. And that they may have to pay for all this they are doing to the R&B king sooner than later. We already see life not going too well for those who just couldn't stop running their mouths attacking him for doing completely nothing to them. There is no doubt everyone who has contributed to his misery will eventually pay for this in one way or another. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sashalfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.